What is the biggest problem between parent and child? Well, if you ask me, I would say the generation gap. The elders are used to things being one way. It's the way they were taught and the way they were raised. You can't blame them. It was a different time back in their day. This new generation is going through the same exact thing. With TV, social media, cool new dance moves, slang. It's a new time now. There has to be some common ground between parent and child. These talented young people that you are about to see are known as the North Omaha Area Health Community Workers. They held a session called The Talk, which gives parents a chance to have a better understanding of their child. Check it out.
But the fact that it took a situation of your own to like a trigger in your head to help, a lot of students don't encounter that. You'll see them, somebody being brutally beaten up with their phones, like keep going, you know. We have to impose, or not we, I don't have a child, but like guardians have to impose in their child's head that you don't have to have it happen to you to intervene. This is wrong, so just intervene for the sake of it being right.
It's called assault.
Yeah.
When you touch someone unwanted, it's assault.
And yes, legally you can do something to answer your question, because when it did occur, I did file charges and yeah, things did happen. Oh yes.
Okay, go ahead.
For me, this is probably an age gap. But the one thing I find very disturbing with the younger generation that I'm involved with, they're on the phone too much. I mean, it's like it's attached to their head. It's like if you tell them to put the phone down, they go through withdrawal. I mean, how do you intervene that a little bit? Because it seems like to me that the younger generation, they don't pick up books to read, they don't do certain things, but they're always, and I'm saying the word always, every time I look up on the phone.
And before I answer that question, I'm gonna let you guys know we are over past the time that we said, so if you guys need to leave, you guys can go ahead, but we're just trying to finish the discussion. We appreciate everything, but we just want to let you know the question that you had. So basically, like you said, enforce it at a younger age. So if you instead of giving your phone or your kid an iPad, maybe give them a book, because you can see at the young, I know a lot of parents are giving their 4-year-olds iPads or tablets and stuff like that, and then that makes them like, oh, this is all I want to do all day, because at 4 years old I've been on my tablet. But if you're instead of that, I didn't have a cell phone till I was 12 or 13. So I just know little kids are having cell phones now. So or a tablet. A tablet and stuff. So that makes them fixated on this device.
Or otherwise, I would say, because for the generations, we can't stop technology. The uprising technology is going to happen whether we like it or not. Even in schools, I know in my math class, I've never had technology, but recently we have iPads now out of nowhere, because technology is going to expand whether we like it or not. What I would say for younger children is to impose, if you're going to have your apps on your phone or your iPad, maybe get a reading app and make sure that your child reads on their app every night for 30 minutes.
Right.
And that way, you're still on your phone and your tablet, but you're also doing something constructive.
It's kind of like the same thing I guess I said earlier. I think it just comes from an earlier age that you're instilling values. You're instilling respect for others, respect for your parents, respect for grown-ups. So when that person does have their phone or whatever, they know this is not the time, because it's already instilled in them to have morals and to not be rude, not be, I don't know, just disrespect.
When's the right time?
Exactly. Right. But if you never instill that into them and they're always on their phone, then it is what it is. You can't start disciplining somebody at 16 and expect that to work.
Exactly.
I agree with you completely. I think it would also be lack of involvement. So most people for Christmas, I want this phone, I want this, and they're like, okay, well I guess I'll get it for you. Then you get it for your child and you don't check up, or you don't install those values when you get it for them. So then they take it to a whole other level, and then when you're okay, hand me your phone, they're like, no, it's mine. But even though you bought it, they're like,
but it's not even just the issue of the phone. It could be anything.
Yeah.
It could be give me that remote, or it could be go make your bed. It could be, it's, you know what I mean? It's not just, yeah, okay.
Even for like the college students, made me think about the instructor on their cell phones. I think as a person, we have to kind of personally discipline ourselves from technology a little bit, because even as adults, we can get carried away with looking at posts or reading research articles or looking at Facebook stuff or reading media, watching CNN or watching the same thing over and over. So even as you transition from high schoolers to adults, I think even personally you still have to I find myself having to have personal
Well, I mean, as long
discipline.
as you're having like healthy
Too, a little
activities, you're
bit.
doing stuff outside of work, like you go
Right.
play bowling, or you can't do
Like,
bowling. You know what I
right,
mean?
and I
Like,
wonder how much
as long
personal
as you have-
discipline the college students are having, because I bet they're on their phones a lot.
they have an active life. I know Imani has an active life. She doesn't have time to just be on her phone. She's going to the
good.
gym. She's got an active life. So
Yeah, I
With,
just-
I think a lady made a very good point with using it for reading. I think anything that's bad, or anything that's good can be used for bad. Anything's bad, it can be
Right,
turned and
yes.
used for good. So if you are, kid got an iPad, all right, you're 6. Okay, well, we're gonna educate. That's gonna be your learning device.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? Rather than your gaming device.
Well, when
Right.
you're done with the learning, your incentive is, okay, now you get to play your game.
Right.
Just learn. All right, so, any more questions, comments?
I don't know what Yaz is.
Oh, so it's like yes, but way more than yes. So it's just like an yes, like
Like
it's like an
an
exaggerated. It's like
No.
a
It's more like, yes.
like yes, like
Like,
The aim makes it
yes.
The aim makes an ass.
You look good, like, yes.
yes, girl, you're like something. It's just like an exaggerated version of it.
Okay, thanks.
So now we're gonna do our closing remarks.
Okay.
Well, I mean, just real quick, I think, and also with technology, I think every generation kind of has their thing. I think, if you look back, I think any generation will have that thing that the generation before would be like, oh, y'all do this all the time. Oh, not this much, you know what I mean? So I think it's important to just make sure that we're aware. Yeah, because consciousness of it is important, and that we can make adjustments.
So we want to let you guys lastly know about our mission, which is to educate the youth community health workers, because they are the future. We want parents as well as teens to get involved with these matters and subjects. What to take from the talk? Well, we want you to gain knowledge concerning your teen or young adult and learning ways to handle the circumstances of being a teen, even though you're not a teen anymore, while knowing where one can go to get the proper help and receive the proper resources. Each one of you got a resource card. So for the guardians as well as like teens, the resource card to help you has multiple resources where you can call if you're in a predicament.
Okay, so that was our closing remarks, and so.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, and so if you guys can just fill out the orange sheets, it just basically tells how we did during this
Little
presentation.
survey.
And then after that, you guys can leave. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming.